Hello, everyone. Today on Money 2020, we have really nice discussions. And today with me, Nathalie Oestmann, who is a partner at Mangosteen Advisory. So hello, Nathalie. How are you?
Oh, super nice to be with you.
Thanks. And we have questions for you. They kind of tailor to your experience. And I think you are framing that there is a debate between stablecoins and banking infrastructure and banking rails.
Yes.
So what do you think, what hasn't been on the table 12 months ago and what actually is developing? Because stablecoins been with us for, I don't know, 2 years. Last year it was really hype, but what changed through this year?
So I am actually going to have a debate tomorrow here about
Nice.
whether banks will be obsolete or not in the future. So that should be interesting.
Yeah.
It's very true. Stablecoin did get a lot of hype in 2025. It came with the Genius Act and the new administration in the US really opening up those rails, as well as regulatory clarity, for example, in Europe.
Yeah.
Still many other countries where we need some regulatory clarity, but it's been super helpful in order to make this very real use case. It is one of those, I'm going to use the crypto word,
Okay.
but it is one of those crypto use cases on the blockchain that really makes a lot of sense. The rails that exist today are not fit for purpose for our 24/7 fast-paced worlds.
That's true.
And when you include AI, it even makes less sense. So you need to move quite quickly with the pace of our lives. And it's not. I do think that stablecoins have a place. Most of what I'm hearing here at Money 2020 is stablecoins. If there's ever, I thought there'd be more of an AI theme. It really feels like there's a real stablecoin discussion. There are a lot of players that are coming through. But what I would say to you is, as this is coming through the corridor of hype to reality, we need to focus on compliance.
Yeah.
A lot of, there will be more regulation in a lot more markets. And if you're not thinking first about an orchestration layer that focuses on that compliance aspect, if you're a bank or an enterprise or something like that, then you'll be on the back foot and trying to do that in the future. So that would be my top tip. Think about compliance. I know it's like nobody likes to think about it, but you should always make sure you've got that control.
I think it really depends where you come from, because if you're coming from regulated entity, I think that's the first thing that you're waking up and then going to sleep with, like how actually I'm doing from regulation standpoint, compliance standpoint.
Yes.
And usually if people come in from crypto world, they more used to execute first and then kind of
figure it out later.
How it lands to the compliance and all this stuff. But anyway, I think the debate is definitely here because AI has been a topic for Money 2020 for the last 3 years.
Yes.
And kind of chew and spit because AI, automation, customer support, workflow. So here and there we can hear that the workflows is automated with AI, but what are the next steps?
Yeah.
But actually, I think in your framing is that the real debate is stablecoin, or you're experiencing that enterprise and customer will look different.
Yeah.
And which one is fast moving right now? Which one is overly estimated? So is it B2B or is it B2C story?
I think what is underestimated is how stablecoins will impact a corporate treasury. But by definition, that's a conversation with a CFO.
Yeah.
And a CFO is going to be very risk averse. They don't want to lose their money for any reason, right? So they'd rather be more cautious to keep their money. The way I look at it is you are a you're a multinational, large enterprise. You work in many countries. Your suppliers are in exotic corridors.
Emerging markets.
Yes, emerging markets. And you might be bringing them over to manufacture and then distributing it out to other markets. That is a flow of money all around the world. I think there's a real opportunity there, but because it's CFOs, I think there needs to be a lot of thought about how to make that CFO feel that they're not putting their money at risk of the company. So treasury, I think, is underestimated right now at the moment. What would I say is overestimated? I think probably what's overestimated, there's a lot of companies right now. So you really need to wade through who's real, who's not, what solutions really work from a technology perspective. So I think the overhype is in the amount of players that have come into the market. And I think you really have to look at what that offering is. And that's where the secret is, make sure they're building for compliance.
That's actually true. And I think we're at the stage when the business is trying new business models, but it doesn't mean that they will succeed or they will get it right. Because making sure that you execute and it's a business model which is scalable, which is approved by regulators. That's a lot of difference from pitching to VCs or even raising the funds for that.
That's right.
And I think your career has spanned a few, this changes everything moments, like the cards at Amex, mobile wallets and Samsung Pay, the Curve area, but 3 at Outlier. From what vantage, where the stablecoin moment actually sits on the hype to reality moment?
Yeah. Well, okay. So I've had a lot of experiences and a lot of them have been changing the environment. And I absolutely love that. From Samsung Pay, where I we now all pay with our wallets. Yeah. But, 10 years ago when I introduced that to Europe, I was one of the first ones using that. So that's my change the moments. As I've moved forward, I've always stayed within payments. But because of my interest in new technology, new development, I've always been, interested in being at that forefront. And my risk tolerance has gone up, meaning I'm interested in what's new, and there's always risk with what's new. I definitely, as I got through my career, I realized that the payments and the crypto, when you marry them together, there's no other answer except for stablecoins. So that's where I've landed. That's where I spend a lot of my time, and I'm fascinated by it. It's complex payments, but the stablecoins actually makes it quite simple.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to seeing what we're gonna achieve in the coming years. I think 2026, 27 will be breakthrough moments, and we can see it just by the buzz around here.
I can reflect a little bit with payments with the mobile phones, because I still remember one of the really famous podcasts, and they discussed like what are the reasons for Apple Pay to launch in the United Kingdom. And they were discussing like, you have the card, you have NFC, what are the reasons to have that on the mobile? And I think we're kind of living right now in a moment when we have the technology, but it's really hard to estimate how it's going to be used for real.
Yes.
Because nowadays in the London Underground, you've not seen people tapping the cards. They're actually using devices.
Yeah.
Is it Samsung? Is it iOS? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Means that we changed and we have a trust for the tech company who is protecting us financially, like to make sure that you're executing those payments. So it's definitely well spotted that the technology is there, but our perception is still running to this point where we'll use it the right way.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your answers and time today. It was a pleasure to discuss.
Yes, it was my pleasure as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.